All right, to make a birth video or not to make a birth video, that is the question. All right, and I know what you're thinking. Most women, when they think about making a video of their birth, they get totally freaked out. They're like, why would I want a video of like juices and blood and all this stuff coming out of my vagina? It doesn't sound pretty, I get it. And number one, it is absolutely your choice and your choice only whether a birth video is taken. It's not your partner's choice, it's not your mother-in-law's choice, it's your body. You get to choose if there is a video camera down there or not, okay? But I want to talk about a few things to consider as you make this choice, because if you decide not to make a birth video, which is totally fine, you want to make sure that you're thinking about the long term. So why would you make a birth video? During birth, you're not going to be thinking about it. You're not going to likely be telling anybody to get down there with their iPhone. But the cool thing about a birth video is that 6 months after birth, a year after birth, 10 years after birth, whenever you feel mentally prepared, it can be a really powerful experience to go back and witness the moment of your child's birth. Because the reality is you are going to be so in it when you're pushing or breathing your baby down that the whole experience, especially the end of it, the moment of birth, will likely feel like a total blur. Honestly, I didn't even know what my nurses looked like until I watched my video 6 months after my son was born. Everything was just, again, a total blur. And I had an unmedicated birth. I didn't even have the drugs, you know, making me feel like there's birds flying around my head or whatever. I mean, I was alert, but it is so intense. So for me, it was really powerful to watch that birth video. And yes, it was not aesthetically pretty. My face looked like a rabid dog. I was sweating. I looked like a tomato. My son looked like a wrinkled old gray man when he was coming out. Not pretty, but watching and witnessing the power and the strength that I was able to summon during those few minutes of my life. The video was about 3 minutes long. It was incredibly empowering. And it reminded me that myself, like every other woman on this planet, we have an unfathomable, say that 5 times fast, well of power and courage and strength, and it is so easy for us to forget about that, especially in our society. You know, women were often seen as like meek and weak, and the term like, oh yeah, that person's a pussy, is kind of bullshit, right? Like, pussies are strong and powerful, and a birth video reminds you of that. So that is one reason why I think having a birth video is, or at least the option of watching it, is really amazing. And with that said, if somebody starts taking a video and something happens, you know, during birth, that later you think, you know what, I think watching that video would actually really trigger me, you can always just delete the video. Nobody has to watch it, and that's a rule that you can make if you decide to have the video taken. Say nobody is allowed to watch it unless I say so, and really make sure that people know that that's not just like a silly request you're making, but that's for real. That's your body and that's your privacy, and that video is yours, and you choose who gets to see it or not. And again, you can always delete it. So if you choose that you do want that birth video taken, go ahead and elect one person to take it. Maybe it's your partner, but usually your partner is like really in it with you, so it's probably best to have, say, your mom, a sibling, mother-in-law, even a nurse, you know, whoever you want to be the person that has that iPhone or the video camera or whatever, and let them know that you want, say, the last 5 minutes or whatever recorded. And then if you do not want a video taken. Make sure that everybody knows that, because a well-meaning birth supporter might think, oh, you know what, she'll probably want a video of this, and will just like whip out their phone and take a video or take pictures that you might not want taken. So make sure, regardless of what you choose, to make your choice really clear to your birth supporters and make a plan around it. All right, so if you have any questions about this, or I would love to hear like your stories about birth videos. My story is pretty funny. My mother-in-law, talk about not having permission, but it's all right. She just decided to take it on her iPhone. I didn't even know that I had a birth video until like 2 weeks later, and it all turned out fine. But anyways, email me with your birth stories, questions. If you have any other questions about pregnancy, childbirth, early motherhood, go ahead and email me at the email in the description below.